Welcome back to Trending on Shaw. We've got Dr. John Spence on the desk with us today. He's the lead researcher for Participaction.
Yeah, we also have a nutritionist here too, Anastasia, who is a nutritionist, and she has a website at www.ahealthyjourney.ca. This is a great one to check out. Great to have you here this morning as well too.
And in the middle, we've got Mikki Fox, who will be talking about how to wake up your winter wardrobe with all the spring stuff that'll be coming out very shortly. So we'll be talking about that in a few moments.
Feeling good, eating good, looking good. We got it all here.
Exactly.
Nice.
And it's the middle of February, so we still got to think of those New Year's resolutions. Anyone still thinking about them?
No.
No?
No.
No, that was so a month ago.
Yeah, that was so yesterday. We're thinking about Groundhog Day. We're thinking about how in less than 6 weeks, according to Balzac Billy,
and
spring is coming early. Yay!
Not that we haven't been spoiled already this year.
Boy, no kidding.
Maybe we'll just continue to ride this wave of nice weather.
Let's keep it up.
Yeah.
Do you want to jump on this high schoolers learning about poverty? So there's a local school in town here. It is Queen Elizabeth here in Calgary that tried something unique. Now I know, Anastasia, you and I have kids, and I'm curious how you feel. I'm curious about the whole panel feels about this. They wanted to teach the kids about poverty. So what they decided to do, they got 16 kids, sat at a lunch table, fed them food. Sounds great, doesn't it? But the other classmates sat around the outside and watched them. To teach them about poverty. Mikki?
I think it's interesting.
Do you like the tactics?
I don't know if that's
a big enough scope, but it's a start, I suppose.
Do you think it's a little extreme for high school students? That experiment?
I don't think so.
No?
I think that educating them on what really goes out there, they're in high school. The next step is graduating, and you're either out on your own, having a job, or off to university. So it's a little bit of that tough love.
As a researcher, Dr. Spence?
You know, I don't think it's extreme to expose students to these types of topics or issues. You know, the one that you're always sensitive about is bullying and isolating individuals. So you wouldn't want to put people in situations where they're starting to maybe feel that, or at least they understand the context for it. But you know, I think it's very important for us to have an understanding of, you know, the majority of people in Canada really have a decent life in terms of the circumstances they live in, and it's important for us to be able to understand the other side where it's not so good.
Imagine if it was your son who was sitting and watching those kids. Would you like that as a parent? Would you agree with those tactics, Anastasia?
Well, I think poverty is a complex issue, like you mentioned, Mikki. But it is important to expose them to different things. I wouldn't have a problem with it. I mean, we take so many things for granted, and we just don't really value what we do have. So it's sometimes, I think it's good to step back and reflect and have some time and to think about what we should be appreciating and what other people don't have that they should have.
Do you think that was a more effective experiment than maybe having them go volunteer at a shelter or a soup kitchen?
I agree with. I can't remember which one of you said it. Well, I can't remember which one of you said it about the that's one little exposure, and this is something that probably needs more time, more experience with, and yeah, volunteering would be an excellent opportunity also to maybe as a follow-up to this. But we shouldn't feel that we've checked off the box by talking to the kids one day in a social studies class or whatever the context was for this, and then that's it for the rest of the year. It would be good to hear if they've followed up on it.
Excuse me. If you really want to take notice, take their iPads away.
No, the phones, iPads?
Yeah, so you're saying maybe it's an ongoing thing that needs to be taught in the schools.
I fully agree. I think you know, if we want people to be part of our civil society, we need to be able to have some empathy and understanding for everyone around us.
Let's get to our next topic here, which is after that conversation, style now.
Yay! Style.
Mikki Fox joins us. She is the center. She has her own fashion blog, Center Street Style. You also do consulting and sort of image appearance and that sort of thing. So she's going to tell us now about some spring stuff that's coming into our wardrobe, because we're at that awkward stage in the year, right? Where the winter stuff is out of stores, but it is still winter outside.
That's right. right. And especially in Calgary, where we seem to have winter for 8 months of the year sometimes, you get to a point where you're just so over the chunky knits and the blacks and the blah. And retailers, even if you wanted to freshen up with a winter wardrobe, it's not available. Retailers are always 2 to 3 months ahead, so it's spring out there now. And so it can be challenging on a -15 snowy day to know what to pair with those pastels that are in store with your blacks and everything else. So I brought some examples, actually, some pictures.
I think the first one is the brights.
Yes.
So when can we start incorporating those into our wardrobe?
So I would say now, that's one of my favorite things to do, is have a pop of bright. So you can have, like I'm wearing today, a full black ensemble, but do a bright pink pair of shoes. A pump is a great way to infuse some color. Even some of those spring silks in pops of red or yellow, as long as you're pairing them with black tights, black blazer, it's just a fun way to kind of freshen up your wardrobe and get out there a little bit more. And again, in a place like Calgary, -15, you can't go without tights if you're wearing a skirt. It's
You hear that, John?
I was just thinking the same thing.
I still saw a lot of leather in those pictures.
That's
Are
right.
we continuing the leather trend into the spring?
Yes, leather, I think leather will be big again for spring. And the nice thing is you can pair a leather jacket and then put your trench over top.
What about for men?
I love the
Guys
color
over
idea.
here.
I really
Yeah.
do love the color idea
Yeah.
because I find there's a lot of dark sweaters and it's just always dark. Brighten it up a little bit.
Right? Like even today under your little classy vest there, get a pop of color.
Why not?
Right?
I like the idea.
You could wear an Oilers jersey.
See, John, why did we invite him again?
I don't know. I don't know.
No, that is not going to happen.
Lots of bright colors in there.
But for men too, brights are the way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And ties are a
Don't be
great way to
afraid.
do it. Don't
Yeah.
be afraid. It's all about having fun. Pop of color on your socks even. Bright little pop of color when you're sitting down for the meeting. It's a great way to incorporate it for men.
Good point.
Pastel colors, or
Yes.
pastel coats, sorry.
Yes, so another great way in Calgary, it's never wrong to invest in a coat. You're going to use it months and months out of the year, and a fun way to be able to incorporate some color is in your coat. So you can do pastels that way and still have your black denim, your boots to combat the snow. And there's great resources out there, www.asos.com, ASOS is a great website where you can find coats in almost any color at great price points too. So you're not, if you don't want to spend a ton of money on something that you're kind of testing the waters for, that's a great resource to go to. But it's a great way to get a pop of color on a bleary day too.
And something that I think I associate with summer, but we can pull into the spring, I guess, is white pants.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
So
Everyone cringes a little bit.
wait till you see the examples though.
John and I do not look good in white
Yeah,
pants.
no.
So gone is that theory of no white after Labor Day.
Actually, that
white
looks
can be
great.
worn
Those look really
year
good.
round.
Yeah.
And so I've shown some examples here of women with their winter boots over their white. And it's a great way to pop in some color and air up your wardrobe and throw it on with your sweaters, with your boots. On the far left there is Julia Engel from Gal Meets Glam, a fashion blog, and she's got her fur on with the white jeans, and it's just kind of a nice pop. It's refreshing, and then you're using your wardrobe year round. So if you were on the edge about white denim, oh, I can only wear it in summer, it's year round.
And those tall boots, man, are they the popularity of those tall boots
Yes.
are just huge.
Yes.
And I know that not because I'm
I'm
buying the tall
laughing.
boots, but I'm buying the tall boots for my wife.
Oh, yes.
She understands and appreciates it.
Yes.
When I give it to her or say, hey, honey, I bought you something, she goes, oh, the tall boots I love. So I'm guessing that's a good thing.
It is, yes. Tall boots are in. They were huge this fall. They're going to be huge next fall. One of the classic styles is the Stuart Weitzman 50-50 boots, which was in one of the photos. And it's 25 years now it's been in style. So it's okay to invest in a pair when you know winter after winter you can don them.
Is there part of you that when we bring in Mikki, you're saying to yourself, boy, I better dress up real nice or else
Yeah,
this girl is
this
going to
morning
just,
I was like-
nitpick everything about me.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I was a little nervous this morning when I was getting dressed.
You look
but,
fantastic.
yeah, thank you. Well, thank you. You can check out Mikki's blog at centerstreetstyle.com for all your fashion advice.
Well, advice we need on what to wear usually has to do with what the weather's like as well too. It was a little cool this morning, Kate. You're saying, don't worry, it's going to actually improve as time goes on.
Yeah, just today and tomorrow are a little chilly. A little bit of snow out there this morning, but I think it's going to hold off for the rest of the afternoon. Might see some more flurries through tomorrow morning. But by Wednesday, sunny, +5, so we can pull out that spring wardrobe again for the middle of the week. I don't know if anyone in Calgary does. Like, I have the spring wardrobe and the winter wardrobe
On hold.
all winter.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's all
smart
on.
way,
Yeah.
smart way to dress.
Yeah, that's right.
Because it just changes. And should we change for the weather?
I find a lot of people do. It's just that feeling. You wake up, it's fresh and nice out, so you do tend to reach for something more lightweight, airy, bright.
Yeah. Our trending poll question we asked you this morning: how many hours per week do you exercise? And we're holding steady. 83% of you are saying between 5 and 10. 17% say more than 10. 0 are saying less than 5. You can still vote. Trending on Shaw. Dr. Spence, you're suggesting maybe that number should be between 5 and 10 hours a week, easily.
Yeah, we would want to see that.
Easily.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I would say you have a very healthy audience by those numbers.
No kidding, because the reality is that it's below 5.
Well, if we look at the norm in Canada, the average in Canada is it would be somewhere around the 5 or less mark.
Not cool.
We should get it. We need those the
Treadmills?
under our desks, so we can
Yeah.
do the show
I'm with you.
walking, and then all our guests will get a nice little workout in there
Sorry,
as well.
I'll be sweating through the hour.